Changes by Vidya Visions. The most I've ever felt the feeling of love was with you. It was a feeling of weightlessness, where you and your environment are one. You don't feel as if you're walking on the ground, but that it is lifting you up. Lietza described this feeling perfectly when he said he didn't know whether he was riding on the wind or the wind was riding on him. That feeling has come and gone. I've gone from total fluidity to dragging and grinding my gears. I think the last time I tried to show you how much I really care, I made a fool of myself and no one remembers but me. But I can't forget it. It's always the things we wish we could forget that we never can. And then I'll walk into the other room and I'll forget what I came in there for by the time I get there. I want to say that the point is to let go, but there isn't anything to hold on to. Therefore, how do you relax? What is the exact method to look soft as opposed to hard? Well, I don't think there is a method. Because what is try? There isn't a try. It's all alignment through is and isn't. It's either a weave or a flip or a bounce, but it's a dance. We are playing it being a separate part. But for what it's worth, I was not a separate part with you. That was home. But changes are necessary. Contrast shows you the difference. It will be relative to every human experience. You go up to come back down. I don't want to know why. I don't want to know anymore. I don't want to know anything. I just want to go. Not to a particular where, but to avoid blocking and overthinking. It's okay. I need to go through this to get to there. But that's the thing, is that here is there. That's why it's so important to be right now, because when you get there, it's still right now. What is right now? Well, look around. It's as simple as everything you can see and as complex as everything you can't. You can't be out of the present. Even thinking about the past or future is still being done right now. It seems though there's a way to really be with the moment, that you're not doing all that you can. Many people believe, they'll try to sell you on this, and I simply do not believe it. I believe things come and go, they change. As much as it is a mirage, a great play, we still perceive change as humans. But change is difference, and difference is unity. Therefore, what we love is the back and forth, the in and out. And it's when you finally see that in and out are the same motion that you don't tense up as much. It's not the fix-all, but it helps. A Middle Eastern man lies down in a fetus position during a sandstorm. In the same way, if you're in a strong current of water, you become like the water. There's the story of the old man I'm sure you've heard, where he fell into the rough rapids of the river, and he went in with a twirl and came out with a swirl. If you panic and struggle in rough rapids, you will drown. It's for the very same reason a cat doesn't grab its legs when it falls. Learning to relax. It's not that you become lazy and gooey, but you learn to swing this thing, like a sailor can tack. A sailor found a way to head upwind and still use the wind to guide. So now the sailor is free to go anywhere with no effort. I don't believe in tricks for getting ahead in life, but this seems to help. Not to get ahead, but just seems to help get you, through the journey of life. Think about looking with your eyes. You don't need to tense your muscles and strain to see better. You just see when you look. See, when you row a boat, You use effort. So the wise man put up a sail and let the wind do it for him. The wise woman put up a sail and let the wind do it for her. Sailing a boat is fundamentally Taoism. Taoism is about Wu Wei, no effort. It's the way of not forcing. Like when you pick a lock with a bobby pin. You jiggle and dance with it. If you stick a pin in a lock and force it, you'll bend or break the pin, or even the lock. We all want to be better or be more, and we completely miss the point of being ourselves. Being absorbed in each moment as you are, watching an excellent film or show. If you can't jump a second time off your own hand, how can you possibly improve yourself? Well, the self doesn't need improvement because it's what there is. It's the whole big picture. So going back to a storm and why it's even a thing, I believe it's just because we love the on and off effect. If everything was on all the time, we wouldn't even know on as a concept because we would have nothing to contrast it with. So when times are hard and emotions are heavy, don't force it. If a teenage girl is anxious and depressed and doesn't want to get out of bed, then I see no difference between her and the man in the sandstorm. For experience to be valid, it doesn't need to be physical. Just as when you take 5 grams of psilocybin, to an outside viewer, it seems nothing really is happening. But to the cosmic traveler, I would ask, would you say that nothing happened? And just as a traveler or even an expert skydiver, you learn to relax. Looking back on my life, there was so many times I could have relaxed, but I tensed up and fought it. Just as an expert debater doesn't let his nerves or emotions interfere with his process. He is there purely to present facts and not to foul-mouth or argue. A philosopher can speak on both sides of anything for the purpose of expanding consciousness. My point is in being relaxed, you flow directly with the changes. And up is the same thing as down. You just dig the whole thing.